Okay guys, so I'm here to talk about Canadian some NBA news, and more specifically, according to Yahoo Sports, LeBron James has decided to return to Cleveland and leave Miami. We don't know the exact parameters of the deal yet, but according to ESPN, his max is gonna be approximately $20.6 million. So, after I did some calculations, unless the Cavaliers clear more room without putting on rotation, he's about to get 82 million around there. But my overall thoughts on this deal is that LeBron may have just cost himself a couple championships in the long run. And I'll insert a clip explaining why. The reason why I say this is because the only reason LeBron James is even considering leaving Miami is due to the health of Dwayne Wade's knee, and whether he's gonna have to carry such a heavy load like he did the past 3 seasons. In fact, LeBron James over the past 3 seasons has played without Dwayne Wade 43 times. And during these past 3 seasons, since he had to carry such a heavy load, LeBron James has been averaging 27 points with 6.66 assists and 7.6 rebounds while averaging 37 minutes a game. Now, if he stays in Miami, this will probably continue because Dwayne Wade's knees are only getting worse and worse. He needs more rest by the season. In fact, Dwayne Wade this past season only played 54 games. That means he missed 28 games this year, and that was all towards getting him healthy for the playoffs. However, in the playoffs, even with all the rest, Dwayne Wade couldn't perform at a superstar level due to his knees. Yeah, he had some good games, but overall, you could see the decline. This past season, in 20 games in the playoffs, Dwayne Wade averaged 17.8 points per game with 3.9 rebounds. 3.9 rebounds and 3.9 assists. So even with all the rest, he couldn't perform in the playoffs like he used to. He hasn't been able to for the past 2 seasons. Now, if LeBron stays in Miami, he'll be even more carrying the load because Dwayne Wade's knees are only bound to get worse and worse. Now, let's transition this if he goes to Cleveland. Now, ever ever since Kyrie Irving came into the league 3 years ago, he hasn't been able to stay healthy for a full NBA season. In fact, the maximum amount of games he's playing a season has been 71 due to a number of injuries, which I will list right now. Kyrie Irving, so far during his NBA career, has sustained a concussion, a sprained right and left shoulder, a broken hand, a broken index finger, a fractured jaw, a hyperextended knee, a right navel fracture, and a bruised knee. Now, because he has had this number of injuries, Kyrie Irving has only been able to play 181 games during his NBA career out of 229 games. Now, that means he has missed 48 games over the past 3 seasons. Now, that's only 9 fewer games than what Greenway has missed over the past 3 seasons. Greenway has missed 57 games over the past 3 seasons. Now, if I'm LeBron James, I gotta realize this and say to myself, do I want to average 37 minutes a game, score 27 points per game, 7.6 rebounds, and 6.6 assists, and wear down during the regular season and not be fresh for the playoffs? Because no matter what anybody says, that's what happened over the past 2 seasons. Trust me, being a Miami Heat fan, LeBron James struggled during games 1 through 4 of the Spurs series, and that's mainly due to fatigue and also due to the fact that the Spurs were giving him the jump shot and LeBron wasn't used to it. But anyways, if I'm LeBron James, I look at myself and say, do I want to carry the load in Cleveland for at least a season and a half like I did the past 2 in Miami? Because we won't really know what Andrew Wiggins is for a season and a half, so that means Kyrie Irving will be his sidekick. Now LeBron gotta say, do I want to carry that load? And I don't think he does. I think he wants somebody who can stay healthy and can carry the load with him and make it easier on him. Now guys, tell me what you think of this. Peace. Now let's look at the Kevin Love aspect of this. If the Cavs are able to land Kevin Love, in my opinion, he'll just be a slightly better version of what Chris Bosh was to the Miami Heat. Because if you look at what Chris Bosh was to the Miami Heat, He was a jump shooter who only could shot from the free throw line to the 3-point line. And that's because LeBron and Dwayne Wade wanted the paint free so they could attack, trap people, and find open shooters. And they thought Chris Bosh would be better as a shooter. That way they'll have an extra person to go it to on the perimeter instead of having Chris Bosh in the paint and hitting turnaround jumpers or maybe even face-up jumpers to the basket. In fact, over these past 3 seasons in Miami, Chris Bosh has averaged 16.8 points per game with 7 rebounds while having a 3-point shooting percentage of 32.1% and attempting 1.6 threes a game. Now let's look at what he did in Toronto. Chris Bosh in Toronto averaged 20.2 points per game with 9.4 rebounds while only shooting 29.8% from behind the arc and only attempting 0.3 threes a game. So he attempted 1.3 threes more a game than he did in Toronto just because D-Wade and LeBron James wanted him to play on the perimeter so they could pick and pop or have an extra shooter. Now let's transition this to Kevin Love. Kevin Love has already become a 3-point shooter, so he'll fit very, very good with LeBron. In fact, most of his field goal attempts were from the 3-point line this year. He attempted 35.5% of his field goal attempts from beyond the 3-point line. That's more than he did in any other season. And this past season, like I said before, his main shot was the 3-point shot. But here's the thing, Kevin Love is gonna have to sacrifice field goal attempts. This past season, Kevin Love averaged 18.5 field goal attempts, and for his career, he's averaging 14.1. This past season, an 18.5 field goal attempt, Kevin Love averaged 26.1 points per game. Now, let's see how much Chris Bosh averaged in terms of field goal attempts during his time in Miami. Chris Bosh averaged the past 3 seasons in Miami he averaged 12.7 field goal attempts per game. That's almost 6 field goal attempts less than Kevin Love. And that's why he averaged 16.2 points per game. So for the people who think that Kevin Love, if he goes to Cleveland, is going to be a 20-point scorer, hold your horses. Because I think LeBron James and Kyrie Irving would want him to camp beyond the perimeter, and I think Kyrie will get more shots than Kevin Love. So guys, tell me what you think of it. Peace.